If you've known me for a longer amount of time, you know that last year I did an internship for my university study. Because of that, I actually moved all the way over to Amsterdam in this incredibly expensive dormitory, basically. And I stayed in that company for around 4 months. But I was never able to tell the actual story, the full story, until now. You see, I just graduated university, so what is a better way to end that than to tell you how much I despised that internship. You see, I had a lot of trouble finding an internship in a field that I enjoyed. Online video. So I spent my days just looking for places, emailing places. A couple of them actually invited me on a talk. One day I found this company that is closely tied in with a lot of YouTubers all around the world, and I'm not gonna reveal the name because, you know, I'm honorable like that. And I sent them an email around April being like, hey, I have to start an internship in September. Would it be alright if like I became your intern? Do you need some? I've seen the application. Invite me. So they invited me over for a talk, and I I can't drive. I took a train all the way over to Amsterdam, which is not somewhere I live very close to. And I basically just got there, and I was sitting with these couple of people. They were very nice people, actually. Those two, they were great. But you know, I was nervous. I needed an internship. I was like, I want this one because it seemed amazing. The company itself, while working with YouTubers, also made their own online content, and it seemed awesome, and I wanted to be a part of that. And they were looking for people on like the Dutch-speaking department of that company to just help make awesome videos. They said, so I was there, and they asked me like, oh, for example, what kind of interesting videos would you like to make? Give me an idea right now. So I was like, okay, you know, it's kind of hard when someone's like, just give me any good idea for this company right now. Thing is, I am really quick to like thinking or getting an idea out there, or just basically talking and jabbering until someone doesn't really notice that I'm not actually saying anything. So I just like, I spewed out this idea. I was like, this is what you want. And honestly, it was kind of cool. And he was like, oh, that's interesting. I actually really give me another idea. So I ended up doing that like a couple of times, and they were like, okay, you know what? We actually really want to consider you as our intern. I thought, oh, that's awesome. But they said like, it's kind of far away, you know, all the way in September. And I'm like, well, I gotta know in this semester what I'm gonna do next semester. So it kind of makes sense that I need to know like relatively soon. But they were like, okay, you know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna test you. So you can like work out a script or like a shot list or anything for this idea, do some extra research and send that back to us, and then we'll talk again. I was like, okay, sure. You know, I was like, okay, that's how that works. I went back home, and for weeks I created like this awesome thing, and I sent it, and I got feedback from the back, and I like had to resend them, and then they were like, okay, you know what? It was already June, by the way, at this point, and they were like, you know what we want? We want you to come by for a day and just like be a test intern for a day. So again, I would go all the way back over to Amsterdam and spend the whole day working there, and then at the end of the day I had to go all the way back, which, you know, the traveling alone took around 5 hours that day. And we were sitting there, and they told me, okay, you know what the thing is, today we don't have like a major amount of work, so basically whatever we do when we don't have a lot of work is we take existing videos from the other departments and we translate them with Dutch subtitles. So basically I spent the day doing that. They like try to teach me how to do that better. I thought, all right, that's cool. We also work a bit on scripts. I thought, okay, well, translating kind of sucks, but the script thing at least is there, and the video thing, it was just, I just caught them on a bad day, right? So again, weeks went by, and I basically just said like, hey, it's almost summer vacation. I'm also actually like, in a few weeks I'm leaving to Argentina, because that was the time that I went there, and I was like, hey, I need to know, are you gonna hire me or not? Because if you're not, I'm a pretty big problem. And they were like, okay, you know what? Yes. Welcome aboard. Please be there on like the 3rd or whatever of September, your first Monday. We're gonna get started. It's gonna be great. I was like, okay. So, you know, I was really excited. I was moving to the capital. I got like this internship at a major company because it's large. It's very, like, it's a globally very large company. And like a week before I actually got there, they sent me an email like, hey, there's another intern at like your same spot. Basically, he's gonna be your co-worker and you're gonna meet him. He's actually already starting 1 week early, this and this, so he'll be able to explain everything once you get there. Here and here's where you need to go. We move the office a little bit. We'll take the office and just push it away. So I thought it was cool. I arrived there, I met the guy. He was a really nice dude. Our personalities were kind of like exactly polar opposites, so we didn't really quite agree on everything. But overall, we had like a good, friendly co-workership. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't know if you know that, but if there's not a lot of work, we actually translate videos. And I was like, yes, I am aware. And we spent the whole first day translating videos. Again, for 8 hours. But then, like my supervisors with someone like high up in the company came up to me and they were like, hey, yeah, we have like a little bit of a problem. And I was like, why? Well, until when did you have to stay? I was like 5 months, so until like halfway through January, and then I got all my hours. And they were like, oh yeah, we don't have space for that, sorry. And I was like, space for that? I took a loan from the government to be able to move here, and if I don't have like this internship right now, I have to do this whole semester over, and I have to find like a whole new thing, and I already paid for a house for half a year because you have to do that. And I was like, you can't do that. And they were like, ooh, yeah, gee, I don't know, man. So I was like, okay, what if I put extra hours in every single day, and then like if I catch all of my hours, I would be done in like the second week of December. So I'd put like a whole month of working hours and spread it out over the other months. Would that be all right? And they were like, yeah, you know what? It would, but I wasn't actually sure if that was allowed from school on. So, you know, I had to call like school in my break being like, hey, so this is the case. Would it be allowed if? And I was ready to hear like, ooh, pizza. I was ready to hear like, no way, that's not all right. But she was like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. But that means I had to work 9 hours a day from 9 in the morning to 6 in the evening. But you know, I was gonna make cool videos, right? So really, what is a 9 to 6 job when you're doing something you love? I feel like you've already felt it coming. Every single day was a little work day. I spend, and this is not even an exaggeration, 99% of all my days translating videos, writing subtitles for 9 hours a day. Just seeing this other video being like, did you know that Kim Kardashian did a thing? And I'd like have to turn that into the Dutch version of that. Whenever, it's like PTSD, like when I think back at it. They made me hate subtitles. Like I write subtitles for my little Instagram clippies and I just hate that because of it. But they started out being like, oh, if you have a good idea, just like drop it on us, it's gonna be great. If you have a great video idea, give it to us and we can let you make that. And we were like, oh sure, that's awesome, that's great. So I had this idea and I was like, oh my god, you know what you should do? I've noticed you don't really do anything with these and these and these social medias. Did you know that if you do this and this and this? And did you know that you don't have an audio podcast? So I was thinking, imagine if you combine this with this and you use a voice. Like I had these massive ideas, alright? And they hated them all. You know, it's your right to not like an idea, but it was more in the sense that they looked at me with that, oh, it's the intern talking look. And I hate that. Because I just came up and it was just like, okay, so what do you think of this and this? And they were like, no, let's just continue uploading 25 videos a day on YouTube. And I was like, oh, did you know that like really doesn't help? And they were like, yeah, but you know, it's not what we make our money of. And I mean, it's kind of ironic, but I happen to know that they're going like into bankruptcy. So again, why I'm not naming them, but I've heard their CEO be like, oh, we lost 8 million last year. Ha! There were only a few cool things that I had to do in the entirety of 4 months. I was allowed to shoot like something with some famous Dutch people for the Amsterdam government. It was fun. That was really cool. That made it sound like I did something. I was someone who carried the equipment, all right? I wasn't allowed. That was, by the way, something that ticked me off. They sent me an email saying, don't talk to the staff. No, don't talk to the cast. Like, those famous people don't want to talk to an intern. And it was just like, if they happen to like be there and I want to say something, I'm gonna be saying something. I had a great conversation with this famous Dutch person who I'd never heard of and whose name I've completely forgotten. He was really nice and we shared an umbrella when it was raining. So your email has been ignored. Now again, the people in my exact space and my supervisor who hired me and everything, he was a great dude. Like honestly, the people who worked there in general, they were so nice. But the high up management, it was so, I've seen like high up management people like snapping at people being like, yo, and it's just like, it's not a dog. You can talk to them like, just being like, hey, could you come with me to the breakout room or whatever? Also, oh, breakout room, oh, that sparks memories too. You know what I absolutely hate about the whole business world? Everything has to be talked over with a higher up. There's an idea, oh yeah, we'll fill in the form and talk in 5 different meetings for that. It's like, but why? We are allowed to take that decision, or like, we need to discuss it with the entire team. And it's like, but they have nothing to do with our department. Yeah, but it's kind of like a common courtesy thing. Every decision took like a full-on day before it was taken. I'm pretty sure that's in every company, but oh my god. And it was even to the extent that one of the higher up managers sent my coworker, like after I left, because I was allowed to leave earlier than he sent him like this message being like, hey, could you leave us a positive review on things, Quinten? And the thing is, like, you could be wondering like, okay, well, he didn't quite know you. It's kind of of weird because, you know, you're all in the same proximity. He didn't really know your name or he switched your names up. But, you know, that happens. That would be the case if my coworker and I didn't have such a vastly different ethnicity and nationality that, let's just say that switching our names around, like in today's society, like it can happen, of course, but it would make a lot less sense. And before I round this story up, oh my god, I hated that. One time I arrive at work and I walk up these stairs and because I was earlier than most of the others because of my extra working hours, the doors would often be locked within the like not the building's doors itself, but the doors to the office. And I walked up there and there was like this little pamphlet that said, "We're not opening this door today, we are on strike." And I was like, "But I work here?" So it was like, hello, why? And they were like, "Oh, yeah, so we're on strike because today, like, the main people, like the CEOs all the way from another country, they're gonna be here and we're on strike because we want, like, a larger office and more space. And part of our strike is, like, keeping the door locked so someone has to keep opening it when someone comes through." I asked her, like, how does that benefit us? We're the ones opening the door whenever someone has to come through. "Yeah, no, but, like, the CEOs are gonna get so annoyed because that's, like, less efficient." Alright, so there was this free coffee and hot chocolate machine. So I walk over there being like, okay, I'm tired. I want to have a hot chocolate, even though that doesn't really have caffeine or whatever. I was like, okay, let's have my morning hot chocolate, I suppose. And there's this thing on there that says defect. I'm like, oh, it's broken? And she's like, no, it's part of our strike. We turned off the coffee machine. So, ma'am, that's a strike against us and yourself. We use that one. The CEOs don't use that one. Yeah, but like, then when the CEOs come in, they're like, oh my god, the machine doesn't work. So whenever someone wants to have like a coffee, they have to go to a separate floor and use that one. So you're making the employees walk a lot. Yes, that's an awful strike idea. And then I walked into the office itself and there was like a couch in the middle of the thing instead of like normally against the wall. And I was like, why is this there? Well, our strike makes us like everyone have to walk around the couch. Why? Well, then they like it seemed less spacious and they think that they need to get us a bigger office. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but they can't see that it's in the middle of the room. They themselves can think, hey, what if we just like move it to the wall? And again, now we have to walk around it. You're striking against yourself. Why would you do that? Now, even though I hated the job itself and it was like mindless factory work all the time and I was promised to do something else, like something vastly different. I learned a lot, like enough about the whole like company world, the business world, for me to be able to pass it very nicely actually. And I want to like disclaim this again, the co-workers were generally awesome. I'm also probably not gonna put teasers of this on my social media because I have followers on there who used to work with me there and I don't know, maybe they well, no one really loved the company. Like, if we're being honest, I once asked the guy who worked at a database, like, hey, how long do people usually stay here? Because I see people like disappearing. And he said that when he looks at the database, no one pretty much works there for longer than 3 months. So maybe I'm good. If you're wondering why I was gone for these last 3 weeks, you can watch a video by clicking right here and you can see why I was. I post a video every MoWeFi, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do all of that because I want to create a nice, fun-loving, and tight community together with you. But above all, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I would love to see you next time.